Hi. So this is it's almost the end of January, or at least when I'm filming this it is. So I am filming my next TBR game. And as I did last month, where I went up the proper rules of the board, or my wheel, I will only be doing 6 compulsory spins, and then I'll only spin again if I get a repeat colour. So, but before we get into the spins, I will talk about the ones that I'm hoping to get on there, and a couple of readathons I'm doing. So the first readathon that I'm doing is the Olympics readathon, which is run by the ClumsyCharlott, and I will leave all this information below. And the first prompt is to read a book set in winter, I think. Hold on. Yeah, read a book with a winter setting. For that, I'm going to read Misery by Stephen King. Because I started this I did start this, and then I put it down, took the bookmark out so I didn't know what I was up to, so I should probably start it again. But it's been on my TBR for a while, so I should probably get to it and finally read the thing. And the next one is read a book featuring sports. For that I'm going to do One of Us is Lying, which has a jock as one of the main characters, and it's set in a high school, so I'm sure it's in there. And this is by Karen M. McManus. The next one is read a book related to the country I'm representing. Now, I'm representing Australia because I'm from there. So I don't want to complicate it by confusing myself. And for that, I will be reading Henry Lawson short stories, because Henry Lawson was an Australian writer. So all of his books are set in the countryside of Australia, so that definitely falls under the category of the country I'm representing. The next one is read a book related to the host country, which is China. Reflection, a Mulan Twisted Tale, because Mulan is set in China, and also I'm pretty sure the author of this one is set in China, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going with the fact that Mulan is set in China, so I will count that. And then the last one for it is read a book with disability rep. Love is for Losers, because I'm pretty sure there's a character with Down syndrome in this based on what I read about it. So yeah, Love is for Losers by Wibke Brueggemann I will be reading. And that's the main prompt reads. And I'll try to do at least 2 of the bonuses. One of them is flag, so every colour of the Olympic rings has to be on the cover, which is blue, black, red, yellow and green. For that I'll be reading The Amazing Spider-Man Edge of Spider-Verse, because that has at least every colour scattered on here somewhere. And then the other one I'll be trying to complete is Metal, which is just a reflective foiling cover. Reflection is reflective, you could say, but it's definitely foiled cover, so I'm going to count that. And then hold on. And then for the 2 reading challenges I'm doing for this month is the 2 that I'm doing for the TBR Knockout challenge run by the Completely Melanie is read a collection of short stories. Henry Lawson short stories is going to be my read for that. And then the other one is read a short book. The Amazing Spider-Man is definitely a short book. And so I'm going to count that as my read for that. And the other reading challenge I'm doing, which is Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, which is run by ChantelReadsallDay. Again, I'll link this information below. Is read a book with love in the title. Love is for losers. So, yeah, that covers my reading challenges and one of the readathons I'm doing. The other readathon I am trying to take part in is the Royal Readathon. Okay, so I'm just going to start the Royal Readathon bit again because I managed to find the prompts to remind myself what they are. So they've all based them off Disney animals. The first one is Khan, which is read a book with a war or battle. For that I'll be reading Reflection, because she has to battle the ruler of this underworld to get Shang back. So that definitely counts as war or battle. The next one is read a book where two people meet and fall in love. The only romance I'm reading this month is Love is for Losers. So this counts for that because it's a lesbian love story, but it's definitely a love story. Okay. The next one is a book with a big bag. Big bad. For that, I'm going back to doubling up and reading Reflection again, because there's definitely a big bad in this one. The next one is a book with a pet or animal. I think Reflection. Hold on. Yeah, Lion Guardian. Great Lion Guardian Shishi. So I'm going to count Reflection for this one as well. So yeah, I will count Reflection for this one as well. Read a book not set in your country. Most of the ones on here aren't, but I might just do a double up and go with Love is for Losers again, because this is set in England and I am from Australia, so this is definitely not set in my country. The next one is read a book set at or by the sea, and for that I'll be reading Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult, because she travels to a tropical island and then some stuff happens there. And yeah, but this would be my first Jodi Picoult. I got this in a book box, so I will read it this month and see if I like Jodi Picoult. The next one is read a book with any familiar relations. I have a few of those, but again, I have to go with Love is for Losers because she lives with her because it's a YA, so obviously there's family connections in here. She lives with her godmother, and I think her love interest has a pretty interesting family connection. So Love is for Losers. And a book with royalty, again, I'm going to go with Reflection, which is because the ruler of Diu calls himself King Yama and of course Prince Shang. So yeah, I think that counts. So I've managed to not add that many onto my so I've managed to double up quite a few. So now that we know what I've set aside, let's get into the spins. Okay, so for my first spin I got white. So I'm going to go with One of Us is Lying by Catherine M. McManus. This book is almost completely white, so I'm pretty sure it's justified. My support worker recommended this book to me. We're doing a thing in Feb. I read her recommendation and she reads mine. And this also fits for the 12 recommendations for 12 months by 12 people. So this is my book that can also fill that one for that month as well. Well, for this month. So, yeah, this is my first official TBR read.
Very, very fancy dress that I happen to be wearing. Really cute pants under.
And for the next pick, I got orange, and for that, I'll be reading Henry Lawson short stories, and it's orange on the it's obviously orange on the spine, but I'm pretty sure the cover is a brownie type of orange. But if not, the spine and the little circle around this penguin counts as orange. So, yay!
Later time. Please carry on.
And for the next pick, I got purple, and for that I will be reading the comic book of The Amazing Spider-Man Edge of Spider-Verse, which is Spider-Gwen's first appearance, which I'm really excited to read, and it's a comic, so it's nice and short. So, yeah, that's what I'm reading for this one.
I'm respecting your privacy.
You big stupid fat jerk. I hate him.
And for the next spin, I got red. So for that, I will count Misery as my compulsory one, because it's got red writing, and plus I wanted to make this a mandatory TBR read and not an extra read, because it's already a very long book. So, yeah, now I've at least got Misery as a compulsory read instead of an extra. So for the next spin, I got black. So I will be reading Reflection, which is a Mulan twisted tale. It's like, what if Mulan had to travel to the underworld? So, yeah, I'm really trying to get through some series that I've started but not finished. But I've also just added on another series starter. But either way, I'll be reading Reflection by, which one's this by? Elizabeth Flynn. Okay, and for my last spin, because I didn't get any repeat colours, I got Other, which is any colour that isn't on the wheel, and for that I will be putting this one on because her hair is brown, and I don't have brown as a colour option. So, yeah, we're gonna go with that. This book is about, it's an LGBT young adult book. Whoops. What is it? This main character doesn't want to fall in love until she meets someone and does. So, I think I bought this book after Emma from Drinking by My Shelf had mentioned it in a couple of videos, and I wanted to give it a go. So yeah, I'm gonna give this book a read for that prompt. Okay, and so that's my like wheel of spins. So I will just mention the extras that I have to read, which there aren't actually that many because most of my reads I wanted to get are on there. But the extras that I have are Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult, which is for the Royal Readathon of, which is to read a book set in or around water. And she goes to a tropical island, so this counts for that. And then the JD Ray Reads Polarathon, I'm going to combine a couple of the prompts. First one is like snobby cover and a cozy read. So I'm going to be reading Nancy Drew, Strangers on a Train, which is obviously a Nancy Drew story, and it's completely covered in snow. It's also a cozy read, so I'm combining these two. And then Animal Companion, I'm going to do How to Train Your Dragon, which is definitely an animal companion in there. And so, yeah, I'm going to read this one. And then for Arctic setting / polar fantasy, I'll be reading an audiobook that I found on Script called The Eye of the North, whose author I cannot remember, but I will put it on the screen somewhere. That's it. Okay, so this is a terrible angle, just because I'm refilming this bit about an hour and a bit later, because for Polarathon, I'm going to swap teams, because I found one book that fits all 5 prompts out with the 4 prompts plus Polar Fantasy. The second Frost Heart book. The second Frost Heart book. It's an adventure. It's a cold word, because frost. It is a foiled cover, because there's gold foiling on here. And it's icy magic. And it's a polar fantasy. So, yay! Yeah, so I've managed to make 4 readathons work with 8 books. So, yeah, I'm going to make it easier on myself. I'm going to swap teams, and I'm going to read Frost Heart 2, which the team host, Gavin, will be happy about, because this is one of his favourites. Alright, peace. These are my extra books. So, overall, I only really added 3 books on, and half of them I have audiobooks for, so it's quite a quick, so it should be easy enough to get through, because I have actually tracked down an audiobook for Misery. I've tracked down one for One of Us is Lying, and Nancy Drew has an audiobook, and Misery is the biggest one, and I've got an audiobook for that, so the rest of these should be caked, pretty easy to get through. So yeah, this is my, plus the graphic novel that I haven't put on this pile. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is my final TBR for the month. So yeah, I should make this work, but it's not that big a pile, and most of them are ones I wanted to read anyway. And half of them have audiobooks, so yep. So I should So I will keep you posted and catch you later.